Hey everybody. Today we're going to be doing something very, very interesting with this little doll here. However, before we start, if you would be so kind, if you would like to support me, you may support me via this here, my Cash App. My Cash App link is in the description below. Um, thank you so much, and now on to the video. All right, so today we're going to be doing the Voodoo doll mod. It's a bit insensitive, I know, the whole voodoo thing. However, that's just what the mod is called. I'm not the one who created it, and the mod is pretty interesting and very well done. So, let's get to it. In order to use this mod, you're going to need to have the proper corresponding doll, I believe. I don't think you can use, yep, I am currently trying to activate it and it doesn't work. You cannot use the Gorse Voodoo doll on anything other than a Gorse. You cannot use the Android Voodoo doll on anything other than an Android. And you cannot use a human doll on anything other than a human. So if I try to put this here, it won't activate on the robot. However, if I activate it next to the human, if I click F on any part of the Voodoo doll's body while next to a human, that happens. And if you do this, you can very clearly see that it is connected directly to every single one of the human's, limbs. Whatever happens to this voodoo doll happens to the human. I've done a little bit of testing beforehand, and it doesn't do impact very well. The amount of impact is not necessarily correct. However, the doll can be torn apart, it can be hurt, it can be lots of different things can happen to it. We'll do some testing and we'll look at some of the, obviously you can see everything that you can you know. And now the voodoo doll is completely controlling the human. There is a control mode here. Toggle it, and well, now the human is controlling the voodoo doll. Hey there. It's essentially puppeteering him, so now they control each other. However, the human is the one doing the most is doing the controlling here. The human is not affected by what happens to the voodoo doll here. However, the voodoo doll is now affected by what happens to the human. And you can toggle control mode at all, and now the voodoo doll is just a doll that's kind of dolling around right now. You can make it so that the voodoo doll cannot be have its limbs detached or ripped apart, as you can see here. That can happen. So if you toggle detachment, that was pretty funny. If you toggle detachment, you may stop him from detaching his limbs. His limbs no longer detach. Impact isn't done the best. I prefer the voodoo doll not being able to have his limbs removed. We can have all of this done. Shot transferring, transferring gunshots. So while this is on, it will transfer gunshots. It definitely will. Another interesting thing is that I can also transfer liquids, like injections. If you inject the voodoo doll with any healing or any serum at all, honestly, you can give this effect to the person, and vice versa when control mode is on. I do believe, but I don't think that I don't believe that the voodoo doll really gets any real benefit or any effect from it. It just is in the programming. Explosion transferring, transferring of explosions, impact, charge, wetness, charge being electricity, wetness, ignition being fire, detaching transferring. This is whether or not the detachment actually transfers. The detachment and detaching transferring aren't the same thing. Detaching makes it so that the voodoo can't detach at all. Detachment transferring makes it so that if it's on, the detachment, if it is activated, will transfer, and if not activated, won't transfer. Slightly different settings. Crushing transferring, whether or not this voodoo doll or the human is crushed, will determine whether or not the other object gets crushed. Stabbing, stabbing, liquid, what I just showed, and liquid. Liquid can refer to, I believe it can also refer to the water, as if I put this voodoo doll over in this water over here, I'm in the We'll move this guy somewhere. We'll move him a little over here. He can get hurt. It doesn't matter. Too bad how much he gets hurt because he's still alive, I think. And now that this voodoo doll goes into the water, ooh, he broke his spine from that. That's unfortunate, however, he's fine. But now if I put this voodoo doll inside the water, he should start drowning. Yep, he's drowning. And now he's fine. You see? He should be fine at least. Oh no. Why is he hitting that shit? Oh no, why is he dancing? Hold on. Something seems to be wrong with him. Okay, never mind. That was just a minor thing. He's fine now. So now we're gonna do some testing. We're gonna do some things with this little voodoo doll here. We're going to keep detaching off, but this mode will be used a lot. We're about to test all the bad things that can happen to this poor unfortunate character that I have summoned. Let's see acid. Does acid work? Even though the voodoo doll can't really get, you know, oh, it seems like it gives it to him in a very small dose. So it'll give it to him directly and very, very lightly, not necessarily a lot. So if I put it into his head, it should start dissolving his mid-tor. Yes, it does. Very, very cool. So it's not as powerful as if you were to immediately give it to someone. Let's revive him so the acid doesn't do too much damage. But yes, that works. You can do impact stuff. This seems to be the least reliable thing, as you can do impact, but he doesn't even get bruised. That was because I hit him by accident. But he doesn't even get bruised. He just seems to kind of move and get an adrenaline rush. That's good. There we go. Okay. So you have to be doing a lot of damage in order for the impact to really do exactly as it's supposed to be doing. But here's another one. Detaching, disabled. We'll turn crushing off because we've seen that that works, and that's not what we're trying to test here. If I blow up this doll, we'll put it in slow motion. Let's see how it interacts with this here scene. Didn't really interact at all. Unfortunate to see, however. Let's say we take we'll do this thing. We'll just blow him up to smither. Ooh. Okay, so the explosion did transfer. It didn't tear him apart like an explosion should because we have crushing and we have detachment disabled. However, if that was enabled, he probably would have been blown to smithereens. So yes, that it does. Why would that say wake up? It does transfer that. We can shoot him. Doesn't seem to like that very much. The doll is just fine. He's oh, we'll electrocute him. This will be fun. I do believe I don't have the powers mod on. So he does get. Let's just strike him with lightning. That not what I meant to do. We just struck him with a million and one bits of lightning. He has been electrocuted beyond life, I guess. He is still connected and remains connected at any distance, which is interesting. I'll put him right here so he bounces a bit. And I'm gonna put him right here again. Put him in the water to stop him from moving. And then we bring him back to conduct more not very ethical experiments on him. Yay! All right, now I want to see something that's more cool. I want to see the control mode. I want to string him up. I want to freeze him like this. If I freeze him here, and I activate control mode, don't know why that hurt him so much. Right now it's in the entity control mode. So right now the voodoo doll is controlling the entity. Unfreeze him. Hello? Why is he? So we'll try and position him here. Let's see what happens if we put him upside down. Does he try to? No, okay, so it's not necessarily about the positioning, it's just about the pose. What if we knock him out? He is no longer being controlled. Interesting. He can still transfer damage, I assume. He can, okay. This is extremely odd. So when he's not awake, he can't be controlled by the voodoo doll. Let's put it in entity mode. And let's put it in doll mode. Hmm, this is interesting. The doll seems to have a bit of trouble standing up because it's so small and its weight is very odd. So it's constantly trying to overcorrect for its for itself standing. If I shoot him while the doll isn't okay, doesn't do much. However, the doll will mimic him. Wow. Very, very interesting. That was unfortunately we missed that one. Let's do that one again. Nice. You can change the control mode into nothing. Ooh. So the more violent it is, the more of a reaction he has with it. Because he's not being crushed, he's just flailing around and just kind of doing shit. Interesting. These same properties apply to the Gorse, by the way, and alongside the Android. And in order to remove this from happening, if you don't want your person to be controlled, well, you could just remove them both and spawn another one. But if you want the specific person, if you hold the doll up and you click F again, the curse is lifted. Now, well, the same thing applies to androids. Everything applies to androids. Like, it's all the same thing. It's just now it's for an android. Now I can pin him here, and he can be forever cursed. Yeah, for our android. And finally, the Gorse. Same thing again applies to this little Gorse guy. Hello, Gorse. We can put control mode. We can make him. He's a little less flexible with it, but it's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. He's still just like trying to force himself to stand. If we knock him out, what happens? Can he be controlled anymore? Again, he can't. Again, everything else can still happen to him, clearly, except when he is sentient, I mean, when he's conscious, that's weird. That looks like it has unintended side. Yeah, it does. Again, it's a little buggy. There's lots of constant overcorrection because of because of the size and weight of this object. However, whoa, if I select, oh, never mind. Yeah, never mind. If I make him walk, it kind of walks. It doesn't really move too fast, but he's moving though. And if you wanted to control the doll instead, I feel like you could pin him up here, and he would still walk. Look at the little guy. Oh, wrong one. He's like a little spider. Yeah, that seems to be it for the Voodoo Doll mod. There's not much more I can test, but there's lots of different things that you can do with it, and I will have this mod linked in the description below. If you'd like to see me do any more mod reviews, please give me some suggestions in the comments. I will be doing more People Playground, not People Playground. I will be doing more People Playground, but I will be doing more Human Tears Reforged content. If you guys have any more suggestions, I will be doing some more Dragon Ball content, and I'm about to start pumping out some Attack on Humans, or the most popular Attack on Titan mod content in this entire game. If you guys would like any suggestions, please feel free to put them in the comments below. Make sure you support me if you can, and yeah, that will be all. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Um, bye.